you don't need a work permit or visa. But if you're looking for an internship, let's say in Belgium or Netherlands or Germany, so just, even in internship, if you're required to work for more than 3 months, you have to ask for a work permit. For in in other European countries, there, which is in like a Schengen region, but if it's not France, let's say even Germany or anywhere, you need to have a visa, a work permit. It's not a visa, but like a work permit. If you are required to work for more than 3 months, 90 days. So that was another challenge. So, and I didn't want that. So my main problem was only language, basically.
Right. Thanks, Deepak. So another question is from uh, Jessica, but I'm going to come to Swati's question because Jessica's question is related to visa. We will address that as well, but Swati's question is relevant to what you just mentioned. She's asking, is it better to learn basic French before moving to France, or does KEDGE help in providing any bridge course?
Um, sorry, I'm sorry, I did not understand the question. What was that again?
The question is it, I mean, she's asking if it is better to learn basic French before moving to France and French classes on campus.
Yes, of course. You should learn French before coming to France. Language is something you will not learn overnight. So the sooner the better. If you start right now, much better, because even it's been more than 3 years and I'm still not fluent, and I'm still struggling on a daily basis with the language. So sooner the better. So for definitely you should start. Yes, KEDGE has a language program. I think once or twice a week, you will, if you choose to do that, they do organize French classes wherein there is a teacher, there are many international students, those who enroll. But the problem is we find excuses and we do not even take that seriously. And I was I did join that classes, but many times, sometimes I was lazy and not to do it, and sometimes because of some circumstances, some late classes, I was not able to do it. But again, those are excuses. We don't take that seriously. So start French as soon as you can. Even if in India, Alliance Française, there are many other institutes also, and you should start learning French before coming here.
Right. Makes sense. Jessica is asking about visa period, what makes our profile strong and weak? Jessica, I think this question would be better answered in our visa webinar, which we have this week. We have already shared the details, link, date, timing in the group. So I would answer your question. Today, it's more about life of Deepak and his experiences as an alumni. So we would answer the visa question in the visa webinar. Jessica's another question is there any specific guidance provided by school to get a job? Yes, this could be interesting, Deepak. If you could share what is the role of the school and career services on campus? You were based in Bordeaux, but I can assume pretty largely it's the same case for Marseille and Paris as well. So if you could share that, how did school help you in finding the internship slash job?
So in internship, we have like talent something for there are some there are a group of people, they will help you with your cover letter, like motivation letter. They will help you with your resume. They will help you how you can make your CVs, and you can actually send your CVs to them. They will go through it. They will modify it. They will give you suggestions what you can add, what you can remove. Same with the your motivation letter. Then there is a job teaser profile that you have to create on. It's available on KEDGE website when you will be in campus. It's on campus virtual. So you will see the all the job offers that the company lists that they have openings. They put it there. You can do that. Companies do visit do visit college also. There will be job teasers on campus, wherein different companies with their representatives, they will be in your campus. You can go and talk to them. You can even give your CV to them. So it's always better that you have your CD prepared and updated so that you can, and you have 5-10 copies printed, so you can give it to them. Also, I suggest people not to keep only one CV because one CV doesn't work for all. So I think you should make 2-3 CVs depending on the kind of companies or industry you're applying. For example, if you're applying for automobile, your CV should be according to that. If you're applying for luxury and something like luxury companies, so your CV should be like that. So 2-3 CVs at least, depending on the list of uh, the type of the industry that you're aiming for. So campus do help. Also, I'm not sure about other programs, but in supply chain, I remember my program director, she sent a CV book in which all of the students, we sent our CVs to our coordinator and the director, wherein she combined all the CVs and she sent it to the contacts, to her contacts in different companies. And people got a lot of calls and internships from that CV book also. So your CV book is also rotated. So a lot of things happen. A lot of help is being provided, yes, from KEDGE.
Right. Let's go to the next question, Deepak. Next question is Jessica's question again, and question is related to what are class timings? If you could briefly touch upon that, class timings.
8 to 4, 5, sometimes 7.
Okay, perfect. So Chitra has another question. She says, can you tell us what kind of part-time jobs we could find without French? And I would
Okay.
like to add, I'd like to add one thing there, Deepak, if for others who maybe, they speak French. So if you could share both of the opportunities for people who are looking for part-time jobs without French and for people who speak French, what about them?
For both, I guess the part-time that you can find maybe in bar, in restaurants, in supermarkets. But I'm not very well aware because I did not do part-time. It was only 8, 9 months, so I didn't do it. And I guess we were like, there was only one guy who was doing part-time. It was quite difficult for him to cope up with the classes because the classes are intense. When you're doing M2, the duration is already short. It's like only you hardly have 8 months of classroom, and the classes are intense. So after having 2, 3 lectures a day, it's already hard. And then you also have assignments to do, like homeworks. So I did not do it. So I'm not very sure about the part-time jobs. But like I told, maybe in bars or in restaurants or in supermarkets, you might find some jobs. We cannot hear you. You're mute.
Sorry. There's a unique question from Jessica who's asking, and I think this is the last question from Jessica. We have others too. She's asking one situation where you regretted your decision to study in France.
I never did, honestly.
Perfect. Right. So moving ahead, Ishika says, is it hard to land internships with a business law background? Well, Ishika, Deepak is from supply chain, so I don't think he would be able to comment more on business law, but I can touch upon that. So business law is a new program launched as an MSc this year. However, business law has been taught in international business for many, many years now. So international business is a program which is pretty much going for 2 decades, and business law has been taught as a module and an elective in international business. So finding jobs and internships for business law is not tough because we already had a course for 2 decades. But this is the first time you're going to have a specialized course. And usually the thing with specialized course is that the program directors, they invest a lot of time in securing internships and jobs for every student. Even, Deepak mentioned supply chain is a very famous program at KEDGE. It's world ranked number 2. Yet, Deepak talked about his relationship with the program director and program director's investment in every student, like preparing CV books, connecting with industries, and of course, you have career services at school. So finding an internship for business law should not be tough for you. Um, Alia's question is related to Alternance. So Alternance is a different program, Alia. It's a part-time program. So we're not going to touch upon that today. But yes, curriculum would be different for Alternance because Deepak was a full-time student studying 5 days a week. Alternance is barely 2 days a week. So my recommendation would be that you go on Alternance website, read the curriculum there, and get to know more details. If you'd like to get in touch with Alternance team, you can simply reach out to them on the website or simply reach out to us and we'll connect you. Next question is related to marketing. I think the answer would be same, Navya, which I just gave to Ishika. Enough opportunities for marketing. I think Deepak also talked about MIM and courses like marketing. Next one is Jasmeet. So, Jasmeet, I think partly your question was already answered by Deepak in terms of challenges in finding internships. But I believe you're going for supply chain. So, I'm going to ask Deepak again to touch upon that. Jasmeet's question is challenges in finding actual job after completion of degree for Asian student having 5 years of experience in manufacturing, design, and production. So, I think Jasmeet is coming for same program, Deepak. So, what would be opportunities for him?
Um, so, I mean, experience does matter if it's in the same field, but you cannot totally rely on the experience what you have done already so far. Honestly, companies here they don't care unless if you don't speak French, especially in supply chain, it will be hard. Internship you might be able to find. I remember Sarfraz he found internship in one company here because he had experience in Amazon, so it was easier for him to find the internship. But he was not able to convert that internship into a permanent job. So, but I was able to convert my internship into a permanent job. And I did not have an experience in supply chain before. So I cannot say how it works. I think you have to give your 100% when you're doing the internship. When I was in internship, I worked really hard and I did show that I was willing to learn and stay. And I think it made some positive impact on my manager and he decided to keep me. But yes, don't be do not rely too much on what experience you already have because that might sometimes the company they don't even consider they will not even look what you have done in past. They will only just take your interview. If they like it, they will just keep you. Doesn't matter the previous experience.
Right, perfect. Jasmeet, I think you might want to get in touch with Deepak separately because Deepak, we would share Deepak's LinkedIn URL at the end of this session so you can get in touch with Deepak and get to know more about it. Soham says, which level of language one is good to have while searching for internships and jobs? Deepak, you talked about how important language is, and it's important for every student in every country. But Soham's question is, what would be a comfortable level for internships and jobs? And is there a mandatory level at all?
Well, I mean, as per records, there is no mandatory level. It's not written anywhere, but I would say at least A2 to B1.
All right, perfect. Next question is from Abhijay, who's saying part-time jobs during program. I think Deepak already answered that. Jasmeet has another question. Deepak is asking, what are the softwares he should learn in supply chain before he comes to KEDGE, which will help in supply chain industry?
Doesn't matter. They will train you anywhere. I mean, anyway, they asked me for SAP. I did not know, but yet they hired me. If you can learn about, let's say, BI, Power BI, and that's thing, Tableau, they use a lot here. If you have good Excel skills, that's a plus. So, yeah, Power BI, Tableau. If you know SQL, very good because you can do some continuous improvement things. So, yes, you can definitely put that in. I guess that's it. In any way, you will be trained here. I mean, I did not know SAP at all when I joined Schneider.
All right, perfect. Soham says, how do the students generally go to campus from their hostel apartment? I have heard that maximum of them take trams. If they show student ID card, they are exempted from paying the fare. Is that true?
No, you have to pay. There, it depends. So here it doesn't matter student or what. It's on the age. If you are up to 27 years old, I guess when I was in Bordeaux, my subscription, monthly subscription was like 20 euros for per month. If you're more than 27, around 28 plus, the subscription is like 40 euros for the month. So the subscription is for both your tram, bus, and in Bordeaux there is also boat you can take. So I used to take bus, then tram, and then I used to walk for 10 minutes to the school. So in Europe, you must be prepared that you might have to walk a lot because we don't have like rickshaws and autos here. So people walk a lot here. So you might be prepared for that.
All right, moving ahead. Ishika says, could you share the estimate cost of living for a student living in France? Deepak, we just had our first housing webinar a couple of days back, I think on Thursday or Friday. And our housing team talked about recommended cost, which was around 1,000 euros a week, 900 to 1100 to be precise. But
A
since
week?
you, sorry?
A week? 1,000 euros a week?
No, a month. Yeah, this
Yeah.
was recommended by housing team. Now, Campus France says 615 euro. But
Mhm.
since you recently graduated, right? So what would you think would be the ideal expense for all of these students in France as a student?
I think they said it right because, since we have since 2020 and now it has become a bit more expensive, like the cost of living because of, all the war and Ukraine and everything has become expensive. So I guess yes, 900 to 1,000 euros per month that you can at least consider because with the subscription, like your transport, your mobile, although you will get CAF, but the houses have become expensive too. So let's say 1,000 euros, 900 to 1,000.
Okay. Next question is, what are the documents to be taken along with us to France? Is any document needs to be translated?
I guess your birth certificate, it has to be translated and apostilled. That's it.
Okay. Next question is, what is the period of internship? When is it scheduled? Can I secure an internship in Bordeaux, or I have an option to do elsewhere? Samuel, internships are 4 to 6 months, minimum 4, maximum 6 months. You can do internships anywhere across the globe. Shikha says, does having work experience of 10 years? I think this you can answer, Deepak, because you also have certain work experience before you went to KEDGE. So Shikha is asking, does having work experience of 10 plus years add any value in terms of finding job?
Not necessarily, no. Maybe, may not be. I had 7 years of experience. It didn't matter. So, no.
Right. Samuel says, how to access the 2 year curriculum of MIM Master? Well, Samuel, the curriculum is available on the website and the brochure as well. So you can simply download the brochure or go to the website. Mehek says, what is one thing that you felt that you should have done or educated yourself with before you left for France?
Maybe I should have done already B1 or B2 if possible in France, and if possible, I should have done my bachelor's also in France, which I didn't do. So maybe I should have come a bit earlier.
Okay. All right. Maybe you should have been born in France, huh?
Ah, yes, I would have loved it.
All right, maybe your next generation. Um, Ishika says, are there any collaborative projects with companies or group work simulating real-time legal business scenarios? Does KEDGE provide assistance with things like bank accounts, student insurance, mobile plans? Deepak?
So collaborative work, yes. I'm not sure about other programs, but in supply chain we did have, we used to call it mission. So in which we were a group of 4 or 5 people, and we used to work with a company, I mean different companies. So every group was assigned with a company. So I work with Airbus Atlantic. Um, some people work with Sephora, some work with different companies. So it's on companies also, like what companies they want to go on collaboration with the college, and depending on that. But yes, you do get to work on companies, real-time scenarios, real-time problems, challenges. It happens, yes. And what was the
Right,
second
perfect.
question related to something about subscription? What was
Yeah,
that?
bank accounts, student insurance, mobile plans. Does
No,
KEDGE help?
no.
Okay.
In you don't need all those things anyway. You can get your bank account opened. Most of the bank account they already have a contract or link with the school. You just have to present your. You will get an attestation from the college. You just have to give it to them, and your bank account will be open. Same with the mobile plans. Here, you do not need an Aadhaar card or something. You can just simply go to any tobacco store and you can buy a SIM card. And for insurance, I think you all will get insurance. Like I'm not sure if they're talking about the travel insurance or the student insurance that we bought. So you can get it from any insurance company.
Right, perfect. Samuel is asking, is the medium of instruction English or French? Samuel, all the courses are in English and French both. You would know if you enrolled for English or French. And as far as I know, all Indian students are going for English courses. Jishnu says, can you recommend a place to translate and apostille the certificate? Yes, Jishnu, we will share some links in the groups. Mehak says, what is the average package that is offered by KEDGE career portals, and is it a competitive package from what the market offers? She's talking about salaries and competitive salaries in the market.
Yes. So because it's France, the salaries here are competitive because we have a law of like minimum wage. So companies, they must comply uh, as per the minimum wage. And it also depends on the business school that you are coming from. So we have like A-listers, B-listers, business school. Every company has that. So your salaries will be according to that also. It will depend. And so yes, but I can tell you the packages are pretty good and competitive.
Right. Moving ahead, Jasmeet says, do university teach French in the same way we can learn in at Allianz? Jasmeet, Allianz is a private company teaching French only, so it's a French school. It's not a business school. And at KEDGE, you would have a business school which would hire a KEDGE faculty for you to learn French. So the mode would be same. You would be learning in person. It would be like a teacher teaching you in the class, but it's not similar to Allianz. Soham says, in how many days did you get your carte vitale?
Don't remember. I think it was 2 or 3 months.
Okay. Mehak says, can we start initiating the bank account process before we reach there? I have heard it takes a lot of time.
Not a lot of time. I got my account in 2 weeks, and I got the appointment in 1 week. So within 1 month, I had my bank account.
All right, perfect. We just have one raised hand from Sangamesh. Sangamesh, if you could unmute yourself and ask a question. Sangamesh, can you hear us? I think you're on mute. We can't hear you. Okay, I think Sangamesh is not available or maybe not able to connect. If you can hear us, you can write your question in the chat as well. There's a question from Samuel. How many days we have classes in a week? Are they case-based teaching?
5 days, and not like case-based teaching, but you will have some case studies to do. You will be given scenarios, and then you, along with within a group, and then you have to like do some brainstorming and come up with a solution and proposal. So yes, you will do it. You will do that a lot.
All right, perfect. Mehak, you have raised your hand.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good,
Good.
Mehak, your audio is a bit low.
Is it good now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, just had a very general question. I know that we've already talked about internships and how it can be a little tedious if you don't know the language. But since I'm going to Paris, if you have had any friends who were living in Paris for their masters or post their masters, would I be able to get any sort of internship? I am studying French. I'm gonna complete my A2 before I'm there, and I'm gonna obviously continue my language studies there, but I'm still not very sure of if I'll be able to get any sort of scholarship because every other domain that I check, they ask for English and French language both. So, any inputs if you have had any friends in Paris?
So it was. She also mentioned, I think, scholarship. It's internship or scholarship that she asked the question.
Internship.
Internship. Okay. Um, the internship, you in Paris, yes, you might get an internship with English, and most likely you will get an internship. But the thing is, um, when you are in a country which is not English speaking, so it's always good to learn French. Um, I mean, learn the native language. I mean, not only French, but if you are coming to France, yet you should, because getting an internship is not your ultimate goal. Then you have to get a job. Even getting job is not your ultimate goal. Then you have to grow in the job. You think it would be fine for you that let's say you got a job based on your English level or whatever. But to grow in the ladder, in the hierarchy, you are required to learn know French. And if you don't know, you would continue to work on the same level for years and years. And then you will be frustrated and you will not be happy. So language is required in every way. I mean, even to live in the country, you will not stay forever in Paris. You will travel, you will go to different places, you will still need language because it's the same in India. For example, you go to my mom, you speak in English. Do you think that she will be able to talk to you? No, because she cannot speak English. She only speaks Hindi. It's the same. Not everybody in France speaks English. So, in order to grow, in order to get a better life, to grow in your career, in the ladder, you must learn French. You need to understand that you are coming to France, you're not going to England. You need to keep that in mind. You are coming to France. So, prepare your mind and yourself already mentally that you are coming to France, you're not going to England. So you must learn French. And I cannot tell you that you do a certification of A2 or B2 and it will be enough. No. Honestly, companies don't even care about any certificate. If you can speak and you have A0 level on your certificate, doesn't matter. If you're able to speak, that's enough. They don't need a certificate from you, honestly. If you're able to speak, you're able to communicate, that's more than enough. So keep this thing in everybody, keep this thing in your mind that you're coming to France, you're not going to English speaking country. If it's clear. I mean, I'll be very clear on that thing.
Right, perfect. Thanks, Deepak. Sangamesh, you have raised your hand.
Yes,
You still have a question?
yes, I'm back. Like, sorry, there was a network issue, and
No.
I hope Deepak you are doing good for the day. And I have been admitted to ISLI program, which you like exactly which you have graduated from. Could you please give an inputs on the internship with respect to how the process of like we will get an internship? Because I have seen in the LinkedIn where the program director has posted exactly they will visit many like companies during the course. So do we get internship with that contact, or or is it based on the grades or based on the experience, and or do we have an interviews or something? How the process will like used to be go? And
Honestly,
for your
companies,
information, I have like opted for a 2-year program.
okay. Companies will not look at your grades. They honestly, in France, they don't care about your score or what we used to
Scores,
call it, the
marks
scorecard,
or whatever.
the
Yeah.
marks. They don't really care. Um, it will be a good opportunity if you are visiting the companies. Then yes, you can contact the people there. Like I'm sure when you visit the company, there will supply chain managers, there will be HR to accommodate you. So it's good to make contact with them. It's called networking, to make your network, to tell them that, okay, I am doing my master's from here and from KEDGE, and I'm looking for an internship, for summer internship. Here is my CV. If you have a position open, please do not hesitate to contact me. So definitely you should do that. That's how I got my internship, because Schneider came to KEDGE for a conference. So there was this plant director for the factory who was actually taking the webinar. I mean, not the webinar, it was a seminar. So it was a conference. He was there. After the seminar, I went to him directly and I said, okay, I'm looking for an internship. So I would be very much interested in joining your company. If you have a position, please let me know. He said, okay, contact me, send me your CV and we'll see. So I contacted that person, that director on LinkedIn. He sent my CV to the supply chain manager. The supply chain manager contacted me that Deepak, I have received your reference from my plant director, and he told me that you're looking for an internship. So let's connect. So he did my interview, and I got selected. That's how I got the internship. I walked directly to the plant director. So you should not be ashamed, or you should not be hesitant in contacting people, making network. Okay, making network with me will not help you a lot. I mean, I can definitely recommend, but you should definitely get in touch with the HR of different companies, with the supply chain managers, with the directors. I wrote directly to the VP of Louis Vuitton, and he did contact me. He did reply to but it was the same day when I signed my contract with Schneider. So I refused the offer from Louis Vuitton, but I did got an offer from Louis Vuitton for internship the same day I signed Schneider. So it always helps to make contact, to make a network, to make contacts. Yes, if that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah. Just thanks for your answers. Like, and could you please let me know, like, regarding the timelines, like how we, like, when we are supposed to apply for the internships, and when the usually the internship will be open from?
Well, I guess you should start looking for internship from January, because when you come in September, October, it's no point applying for internship there, because
We are
anyway
not
you'll be
equipped
joining
enough.
in some. You will not be joining the internship before June, so you have to, because you will have your classes until May end, so you will be joining by June. So there is no point applying in September. So yes, from January, February, you can start applying for internship.
Okay, then. Thanks so much for the information.
Right. Thanks, Sangamesh. Thanks, Deepak. We don't see any other questions in the chat. No raised hands either. So anybody has any final questions for Deepak, please go ahead, raise your hand, or you can write in the chat. We have another few minutes left, around 8 minutes or so. Just before that, just a couple of information. As I said, this is a week of webinars. So tomorrow at the same time, we have another student called Jahan from purchasing program. He's based in Bordeaux as well, from Pune. He would be sharing his experiences tomorrow. He's a current student, by the way. Deepak is an alumni and he's working full time. But Jahan went recently in September. So you'll be talking to him tomorrow, day after, and the day following, we have back-to-back 2 education loan sessions with KEDGE partners. And then we have another student webinar of MIM next Monday from Marseille and Bordeaux. And then next month, which is in first week of May, we have a girl who's a full-time student of sustainability program. She's based in Paris. So you are going to talk to every student from every campus. So one student from Bordeaux, one from Marseille, and one from Paris in next 2 weeks or so. So I don't see any questions. I don't see any questions in the chat, any questions in the raised hand section. So thank you, Deepak. I think you were very thorough in answering all the questions. Any final feedback from you before we wrap up for everyone? We have around 27 odd students today. At peak, we had around 37. So any tips for everyone who's coming to France? Besides what they already know, learning language, learning about culture, gaining skills. We'd be doing several webinars and they would be hearing a lot more information. But anything that you would recommend for everyone to be done, because we still have May, June, July, August, 4 months left. So what do you recommend for every Indian student or South Asian student who's coming to France for the first time to KEDGE within 4 months? What should they do to improve and enhance their overall experience?
So, of course, first will be learn French. Second, be patient, be consistent. It could be very exhausting, both mentally and physically, but you must be prepared. Just know that you will get the job, you'll get the internship, but you must not lose hope. You must be patient. You have to keep your hopes, and do not lose your hopes, and keep trying. I think that's it. So be patient and be persistent.
Right, perfect. Thank you so much, Deepak. I'm not sure if we scared a few students, but I'd like to wrap this session on a very positive note. I think these are challenges pretty much you're going to face in every country. You go to UK, despite knowing the language, you have to compete with hundreds and thousands of students coming from different countries there. But again, it's challenging everywhere across the globe. Given the present scenario, you look what is happening in the US, UK, Australia. Recently banned 6 Indian states to even apply for visa. 6 Indian states. The news came out yesterday. So there are challenges everywhere. I think you just need to be prepared well to tackle those challenges. Before we wrap up, Deepak, anything fun would you recommend to them, or what they're not aware of? For example, you talked about pretty much everything, but sharing your experience, what would you say why studying in France or living in Europe is extremely fun, and what are the good things they can expect, like traveling, blah, 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 anything that you would recommend for them?
when you're France, you're close to many countries like Portugal, you're close to Spain, Italy, Switzerland, all the neighboring countries. So yeah, it's very easy to travel. So that will be fun. And you will not actually require a visa or any travel permit to visit all these countries. It's just you take your ticket, you walk. It's just like moving in from one state to another in India is just like that. So that's fun. It's very beautiful, very clean here. You will like the beaches, you will like the mountains. It's very nice. Also, for everybody, you don't have to be scared because when I came to France, Prayag Bhaiya knows, and for me, only senior was him. I did not talk to anybody else. Because I came right after COVID. So during COVID, I don't think there was any classes. I mean, they were, I think, online. So we did not have these kind of webinar that we are doing for you guys right now. I did not have any such webinars when I came to France, and I spoke to nobody. I talked to nobody. I just came in like blind but I was determined that I have to go, and it was my decision. So what I suggest, if you want to come, it should be your decision. And just know in your mind that you'll be able to do it. I knew that I will be able to do it, so I came. Many people even told me that, no, you should not go to English-speaking countries, but it was my decision and I came. So believe in yourself and you will succeed.
Right. Thank you so much, Deepak. So for all of you who would like to get in touch with Deepak, I'm just going to share his LinkedIn URL. He's one of our alumni ambassadors. You can get in touch with him. Deepak, I'm not able to find you on LinkedIn. Let me see oh yeah, I found you. Schneider Electric. How's your job at Schneider?
Oh, that's great.
All good.
Very
How's Harish? How's Harish? You guys living together in Grenoble?
Yes, Harish is like 2 kilometers from my home. So
okay.
It's almost now we are in the same team, so it's fun.
You're not vegetarian, are you?
No, I'm Puletarian.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so I've shared his LinkedIn profile, guys. So please get in touch with him if you have any questions, especially related to Bordeaux campus or supply chain. For purchasing program and Bordeaux student, we have another webinar tomorrow. As I said, on Monday, we have Marseille webinar, and in 2 weeks, we have Paris webinar. So once again, thank you so much, everyone. Yes, Deepak, you want to add something?
Just me to ask anything about student association and gym. There is a gym in campus. In fact, there is a very good gym and I don't know how to say that, like a stadium kind of thing to play. So you can play basketball inside, you can play badminton, you can play football in the camp. I think it's on like second floor in Bordeaux campus. It's very beautiful. The campus is really beautiful. I haven't seen the Marseille campus yet, but I have been to Bordeaux. I was in Bordeaux. Marseille is not too far from here, so maybe I'll go visit someday. But the campus is really fun. I would really suggest you guys to enjoy a lot while you're in campus. Yeah, it's really fun. You will not have that time again. So have fun when you're in campus.
Perfect. How long it's been in France, Deepak? How many years?
Oh, it's 3.5 years almost.
3.5. And you have a passport talent visa, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So how many years left for the citizenship?
I will apply next year.
Next year. Okay. I wish you all the best. And
Thank
hope
you.
to see you soon, maybe in Delhi. Whenever you come, I am in Delhi, so just let me know. Or if I travel to France, would be happy to catch up. Okay. And for everyone who is based in, Indian cities, we would be doing some sessions, which are pre-departure sessions in the months of June, July, and August. We'll be organizing casual meetups. We organized a meetup in Gurgaon when Deepak was leaving. Last year, we had a catch up in Connaught Place in Delhi, where there were around 10-15 students. We met over dinner. So we would be having those kind of fun sessions as well in the months of June, July, and August. So far, it's been boring for all of you. I know applications, scholarships, housing and everything. But now is the fun time. Visas, meetups, pre-departure sessions, and such engagements with our alumni. So thank you so much, everyone. Rahul has one question. Do vegetarians have to struggle? Rahul, I think you're asking the wrong guy. Deepak is not vegetarian.
No, but it could be, you will have very limited options because, I don't eat non-veg on like Tuesdays and Thursdays and those things.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's all
I
drama.
struggle sometimes. No,
Rahul,
but yeah,
you won't have to struggle. I am a vegetarian.
cooking.
No, I can speak. Deepak, you don't have to answer this because you're not a vegetarian, so you're not qualified to answer this. Rahul, you won't face any challenges because I'm a vegetarian. I lived in France for almost 3.5 to 4 years. I didn't face any issues. You would have plenty of options. And by the way, I'm talking about 2015 when McDonald's didn't have a veg burger. Today you would find vegan burger everywhere, vegan sandwiches and everything. So don't worry too much. Of course, there's one thing that I'd like to tell everyone, and I'm sure Deepak would address, the same thing, that you should learn cooking. Nobody talked about that. Everybody was talking about French. If you don't
Very
know
important.
cooking, yeah, then probably cooking is, learning cooking is probably more important than learning any foreign language. What do you say, Deepak?
Yes, it will help you a lot. You will not miss your home a lot if you know cooking. So definitely, and it will save you a lot of money as well if you know cooking. So yes, please do learn cooking and start right now. Every day cook something. So at least it will really help you a lot. Jokes apart, cooking is important.
Perfect. And Deepak, just one question before we wrap up. I just remembered when you were going to Bordeaux, I mean, not just you helped your own self, you also helped a lot of other students who were looking for housing. If you could just mention the name of the housing where you were staying, because a lot of students who are going to Bordeaux, they would want to, because I know your housing was brilliant, right? There were a
Yes.
lot of Indian students living in the same building and they were living together, cooking together. So if you could just write the name of that accommodation and how you booked it so others can actually go ahead and book the same.
I booked it with Stood Apart, but
Okay.
the name of the apartment was yes.
So guys, this is very important for you. If you're going to Bordeaux campus, just remember to book this housing which stood apart. And Deepak helped, I think, 5, 6 other students who were going to Bordeaux. Yeah,
Even
just
last
fast.
even last year, many students they were living there.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Ev-
this year, there are many students living there in that apartment.
Perfect. So what you can also do is just email Cynthia because she just did the webinar. You can just email Bordeaux team that, I spoke with Deepak, supply chain alumni, and he recommended Just Fact. By the way, you should also see pictures before and, area and everything before booking it. So if you like it, go ahead, talk to Cynthia, book it on Stood Apart. And who was your guarantor? How did you find the guarantor, Deepak?
I took in the beginning. I took the guarantor from Stood Apart also
Perfect.
for 3 months, and then when I came to France, I took Vizal.
Yeah.
Vizal.
So I would also like to add one thing here for those who are going to not just Bordeaux, but any campus. I was not very active in the housing webinar because I was doing something else. But this is something I'd like to add here what Deepak did. When you book housing, you have two kind of guarantors, paid guarantor and free guarantor. Free is usually Visal, but again, not everybody gets it. Sometimes there is an age limit. Sometimes, housing webinar team already informed you about that. But there is guarantee me and there is stood apart guarantee. The best one that I would recommend is the same which Deepak chose, which is stood apart guarantor. And do what Deepak did. He booked the accommodation for 90 days, 3 months, because this is required for visa purposes. That's number one. Number two, you can change your housing after 90 days if you don't like it, or you can continue. Number three, when you book for 90 days, you only pay the guarantor charges for 90 days, right? Some students they book it for 1 year and they would have to pay the guarantor charges for 1 year. So please don't do that. Unless you are rich and you have a lot of money, don't do that. Just book your housing for 3 months, pay your guarantor charges for 3 months, get the visa, go to France. If you like housing, continue. If you don't like housing, just go ahead and move out. Anyway, so just quick questions related to I don't know, everybody was why everybody is not asking questions related to accommodation. I'm not going to France. They are going to France, and now they are asking questions. We are already ahead of time. So let me just quickly read the questions. Rishi is asking about student accommodation, individual flat. What stands more? Again, Rishi, every accommodation has enough chances of visa approval. There is no problem. Rahul says we should choose accommodation near campus or city center. Rahul, it's personal choice. Rishi, what are the must-have documents should be related to visa file? Rishi, we are going to cover this in visa webinar this week. You already have the dates. Don't worry, we'll cover that in details. And do we need to show guarantor in our visa application as well? Soham, no, you don't need the guarantor. You only need the signed contract with housing. So we will cover everything in the visa webinar. But thank you, Deepak. So you stayed in Just Fact. You booked your housing guarantor, which stood apart. And how was your accommodation? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. It was very
Okay.
good.
Okay. And now you're living in, like a private accommodation because now you're working.
Yeah, it's like my private apartment that
Okay.
I
And okay.
rented.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So thank you so much, Deepak. Won't keep you for long. I know it's holiday for you. So go ahead, enjoy
Oh,
Grenoble. How's the weather?
mm, it was good today. It's a bit cloudy, but it was good this weekend. Really good.
And how's the AQI?
AQI is like that
Always single digits, huh?
always. Um, I mean, even the AQI of Paris is better than my hometown, which is so small.
I know, I can understand. But anyway, thanks, Deepak, for your time. It's always lovely talking to you. Look forward to meeting you very soon. Enjoy
Sure.
your holiday and all the best for your job, all the best for your stay in France, and
Thank
hopefully
you.
see you soon. And thank you, everyone, for joining in today. We would meet again tomorrow, but again, special thanks to all of you joining today. Get in touch with Deepak. We have shared his LinkedIn profile. Um, should you have any questions, you can, of course, write to him, but then it would be better if you ask all the questions in the webinars or in the group. So we have recorded this session. I got reminded probably slightly 10-15 minutes late, but we still recorded this session. I'll share the recording with all of you who could not join the webinar today. And see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice evening and bonsoir, Deepak.
Bonsoir. Bye.